So what do y'all think about rookie running backs?
Yeah, if I had what do you
This is probably the best year, maybe at least one of the best years since I've played fantasy football for rookie running backs. Or like the situations that they join.
There's
4 that
I think 5. If you go Hunt, Fournette, McCaffrey,
I forgot about Hunt. 5.
Yeah. If you see, this is what we were asking though. If you would in just a standard 1-year league, which one would you draft first? And then if it's in a dynasty league, which one would you draft first?
For me, in both.
And all 5 are on the board too.
Mine in both is Fournette.
Really?
For both?
Yeah, I think so. I think one beast. The only thing that scares me is that Jacksonville's going to get down, and I know LSU never really had quarterbacks that could throw the ball, so I don't know what his hands are like really, because he never really had to do it in college either. But if they have to throw the ball, I haven't really seen what his hands are like, so that worries me. But as far as having no competition or anything,
yeah.
But the one that I would actually compete with him, and I mean, kind of being a homer, but is Mixon. I think Mixon can be a 3-down back. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He's really, really elusive. And if you're looking in a dynasty league from a couple years down, they're not going to have the Jeremy Hill and Giovanni Bernard that are competing with him.
And their offensive line will get better. And just pure talent-based, in the actual draft, Mixon was probably the best talent-wise.
If what happened, we're not going to discuss it, but if what happened didn't happen, you're talking, I mean, I don't know. Fournette might have still went ahead. McCaffrey might have still went ahead, but he would have been right there.
Listen, I do not blame anybody who doesn't want to draft Mixon because of that.
Oh, yeah.
In fantasy, if you don't want to cheer for the guy, don't cheer for the guy.
Agreed. He made it himself hard to cheer for.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I mean, it's just the same way with Kaepernick. It's the same way with anybody who has that, that distraction, if you want to call it that, which I wouldn't call it that. So if it was me, I would probably go 1 year. I like Kareem Hunt a lot because offensively,
I agree.
Yeah, you got Alex Smith, veteran quarterback. You're gonna get. You got Travis Kelce,
and I feel like
Andy Reid. That defense is gonna be a good team overall.
All their running backs, no matter who they've thrown out there, like over the last 2 years, always do good.
See, now that Spencer Ware's hurt, I feel like that helps Hunt a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
Plus, I feel like Smith likes to check down a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, big check down. He's been known. I mean, that's been the one thing people hate on is he doesn't throw downfield.
But that's pretty good for Hunt. I mean,
I agree. Yeah.
PPR, even normal, he can get some yards.
And going to your thing about Fournette's not having any competition. Who is Hunt's competition?
As of right now, nobody. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, if Spencer Ware gets healthy, I don't know how long he's out for.
He's out for the year.
Oh, so I mean,
that's the reason why I'm going Hunt for that. If we're talking dynasty leagues, I could see all these people, but I like McCaffrey. I think that their offense is just getting better and better, and I think this year they might not go to him as much as they will 2 years from now. But in 2 years, I think he's gonna literally get all the carries. He's gonna get he's not gonna be David Johnson or Le'Veon Bell, but he's gonna get those touches. He's gonna get about 25 or 20 to 25 carries, and then also about 5 catches a game. And he's that explosive an athlete where those 5 catches a game could be 70 yards, and those 25 carries could end up being over 100 yards.
And not to lie, I mean, he has to score a touchdown to get points for it, but he's also an awesome kick returner.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he might become too valuable that they don't use him as that.
I think that'll ultimately happen.
Yeah, but, I mean, for his rookie season, if he uses that, I mean, I could see him breaking 2 or 3 during the season.
I could see him being a dynasty pick because they still got Jonathan Stewart there.
Yeah,
and I feel like he's being slept on a lot too.
He is. Because everybody's hyped about the rookie that's coming.
Yeah, so I feel like 2 years. What he said, get McCaffrey, keep him for 2 years in a dynasty league.
Yeah, and honestly, I literally would not have a problem with any of the 5.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't mentioned him at all, but Dalvin Cook too. Dalvin Cook.
See, that's the reason. I think
Latavius Murray's not going to do good at all this year because Dalvin Cook is going to take that over.
Hunt would be the one that I have for 1 year, kind of like what he said. I agreed with him, and then Cook, but that's me being biased.
Yeah, I would
say Cook.
Yeah, if I'm going for 1 year, if someone drafts Hunt before me, I'm taking Cook. I just think he's going to get a ton of touches, and honestly, his hands aren't bad either. And
see, I'm totally biased on him. I'm a Vikings fan, so but I still think he will be really good.
He is going to, like I said, I think Latavius Murray's not going to do much.
I don't think he'll do
anything.
anything.
And Latavius is probably going to get hurt because as a Raiders fan. He gets hurt a lot.
I was hyped when Latavius came over, but
Yeah.
now that we
Dalvin-
drafted Dalvin Cook,
I think people sleep on him, to be honest.
you-
The man, if you look at his stats at Florida State,
Oh, I remember texting him the day of the draft. I was like, bro, y'all just got steal in the second round.
yeah,
Steal.
wasn't he
He's-
like the all-time touchdown leader? That
oh yeah, I mean, I believe at the beginning of the year, like he was. I mean, he would have been up there in Heisman, but I believe like early in the year he missed a game or two.
you
And
know
got
who
hurt.
won the Heisman though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, y'all can go ahead. That's
Y'all know who won the Heisman though.
Yeah,
We ain't
see.
going there.
But see, also with Cook is you're not going to rely on Bradford to throw the ball 30 to 40 times. You're going to give the ball to Cook. You're going to.
If the Vikings are gonna be good,
Yeah,
it's
you
gonna be
can't-
them giving the ball to Cook and their running back.
And
Exactly.
if they do throw it, it's going to be to Kyle Rudolph.
or
A
Diggs.
little bit to Diggs, a little bit to Thielen.
I like Diggs a lot. I do.
I like
like Diggs.
Thielen a lot in deeper leagues. In 12-person leagues, I like Thielen a lot. Definitely where he's going.
I feel like Rudolph is like the main target there.
And
I
then
just like that offense, and just with the schedule I've seen, it doesn't look like they're going to have a tough schedule at all.
No.
I mean, obviously things change. It's hard to predict defenses and stuff, but it doesn't look like they're going to have a problem at all.
Yeah,
offensively.
and then I know a wide receiver. We touched on it last week, but Terrell Pryor, I think he's
Yeah.
going to be really good with the Redskins.
I would agree. I think he's going to get double-digit touchdowns.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to be really, really good. And then another one that's really hit or miss, and honestly, he's burned me, and I don't know if I'd take him again. But Keenan Allen,
Yeah, I'm a big Keenan Allen
he's
fan.
so
man.
good.
if he's healthy, man, he catch it.
Yeah.
Like Philip Rivers literally gives him about 15 targets a game.
He's just so unlucky.
Yeah,
Like,
he
He
really
is. The one back injury on the touchdown that he caught was like out of no, like
Oh, is
that
the
never
kidney
happens.
injury?
Yeah.
Ruptured kidney. Come on, man. I'm betting. I just like where he's going too. Like in our draft a couple of days ago, I got him in as my like 4th or 5th pick.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
any day.
I want to hear what do y'all think about Melvin Gordon?
See,
So it went from 0 touchdowns, then went to being like top 5 running back if he stayed healthy the whole season, and scoring what, like double-digit touchdowns.
he's on my do not draft list
Oh.
just because the 0 touchdowns his rookie year.
Yeah,
I mean,
he-
it scares me. I think you somewhat. All right, so he went from really, really not that good to
Yeah,
really, really,
I
really
had
good. So I think his realm is somewhere in the middle.
I had him his rookie year, and he had 0 touchdowns, and I put him on my do not draft list.
See, I got lucky, got him last round in the
Yeah.
draft last year. Oh,
See, I'm high on him. I might be higher on him than you guys because I just think the offense is going to be great.
I mean,
I
don't
mean,
get
it
me
is.
wrong.
Philip Rivers is another one where I put him in that same category as LaShawn McCoy. He's going to be there every year.
Yeah, exactly.
He has his games where, he'll throw like 4 picks, and then he'll get pissed, and you'll see his face, and he'll be really mad on the sideline. But
That's just
he has
him.
his games where, I mean, he literally a consistent 300 yards like
Yeah.
every game.
And see, that's the reason why I think Melvin's going to be good, is because the offense is going to be so good, and they're going to be in the red zone a lot. And him in the red zone, he proved it last year. It's a touchdown machine.
That's why I like Hunter Henry too, because I know they still got Gates because they want to get Gates that record. But once Gates gets that record, Hunter Henry's taking over that tight end.
I got a question for you guys then. And I'm believing in his bounce back year. You guys believing in Todd Gurley's bounce back year?
I gotta see.
I
I
feel
mean,
like Watkins helps him a lot.
I think it does, but I mean, I gotta see more out of Goff. If Goff can't prove that he's an accurate quarterback and can't throw the ball, they're still stacking the box on Gurley.
Yeah.
And if they continue stacking the box on Gurley, but that's a team that could be a sneaky good team with that defense and the Aaron Donald on that defensive line.
If he shows
where, where, like, if they're going to win games, it's going to be low-scoring games where they're going to pound the ball a good 20 times, 20 to 30 times, and Gurley's getting all them touches.
See, and I think if
Who's their
Sneaky
backup?
hands,
Who's their
too.
backup?
Sneaky hands.
Do they
Yeah.
even have a backup?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that 3 of us know it shows you.
and
No.
see their offensive line is what's the problem, and they also added your boy Whitworth, which
helps.
which one of the best.
I mean,
offensive
it was a big loss for my Bengals. I know he was getting older, but honestly, at his age, had his best year as an offensive lineman last year.
yeah, he's
Or
money.
at least one of them. He's had
I
many
think
good
that
years.
helps Gurley a lot. I'm banking on just because, like I said with Cam, if you're a great player and a great athlete, I'm banking on you just being great. you
Honestly,
know?
where you can get him in the draft, I'm all about Gurley.
Yeah, exactly.
Take the chance on it because most likely you already have a running back 1, and then
Yeah.
he's a running back 2 that you
That
can
could
take
be
that
a
could
running back
that
one.
could be better than your running back 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be the running back 1. For you.
Yeah, literally, if you go like you guys.
I mean, if you don't have Le'Veon Bell or David Johnson, he could end up being better than your running back 1.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and if you guys aren't high on Melvin Gordon, if you
Nice.
get Melvin Gordon in the first round and you come back and get Todd Gurley, he can end up being he could be your safety blanket or
I
something.
agree.
But I'm banking on him. I also like Jay Ajayi a lot. I just think I saw him in preseason. Yeah, it is preseason, but if you just watch it in the eye test, that man was breaking everything. He was just trucking through people. He was running straight to the end zone. That man is a beast.
Yeah.
And think what he did last year.
Yeah,
And he didn't even play the first 3, I think.
I don't think he played the first 3, and I don't think he was the full-time starter until like halfway through.
No, and then he had literally back-to-back 200-plus yard rushing games.
Yeah.
And then that's when he took over the job.
See, and I
Because he
think
had a problem. I don't know if he was hurt or he had like a disagreement with like one of
They
the
got
coaches or
Aaron
something.
Foster.
yeah, that
They
was
got
his
Foster.
problem.
True.
He was saying
Well,
he
yeah,
was
he
gonna
thought
be
he was going to be the starting running back, and then they brought in Foster. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
And I think
And then Foster, of course.
I think that offense
It's a
is
surprise that nobody got hurt.
Yeah, you know my boy Foster is one of my favorite players. Of
Oh,
all time. I
yeah.
drafted him every single year, and just believed in he wouldn't get hurt. But I also think Cutler instead of Tannehill.
Honestly,
crazy to
is
say. I
it
think it's
bad?
better than
Is it bad to like Cutler better than Tannehill?
I mean, it's not bad, and I think the only thing helping Cutler is he did have
Fantasy-wise.
one of the. Well, his last good year was with Adam Gase as the offensive coordinator, which
Yeah,
is the
that's
head coach of the
yeah.
Dolphins. So, as opposed to you bringing in a quarterback that late that has to learn a whole new system, like say how Sam Bradford had to do with the Vikings last year, you have a guy that already knows the system.
Yeah.
Now, my only thing, and as a quarterback, you don't have to be in the best shape, but was how well was he actually staying in kind of shape? Because he had already had a job to be an announcer.
Well, that and he also just doesn't. He never really showed that
I
he
mean,
gave a shit
he's
about.
never
football.
really in shape.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about football.
No,
but
I mean-
he has the arm that just he can make throws that other people, even if they care more than him.
The
just-
thing is, he's one of
talent.
those quarterbacks that's kind of like Brett Favre, not as good, but one of those quarterbacks that thinks he can make every throw, and
Yeah.
he really can't. But sometimes he can.
Oh, he's got it. I give it to him. His arm is ridiculous.
But as we talked about with Parker, I mean, like Jarvis Landry's good too.
yeah,
I
definitely.
feel like Landry's fallen.
Yeah,
He is. I mean, but he's still a guy that can catch all those short passes.
and
In
color.
a PPR league, I still like Landry. But
No, I still like Landry, but I feel like everyone else is just like
Yeah.
Parker's
fall.
gonna be that.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Parker's
and
gonna
Cutler
be
has
that
a lot to
dude.
do with that because his statement was that Parker reminds him of Alshon Jeffrey, just faster. That just
I like
set
that.
the fantasy
I like that.
world apart,
Yeah.
right there.
If Cutler can hit him.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
It's like with John Ross and the Bengals. I don't know if Dalton can throw it that far.
Oh God, man! See, in dynasty leagues, I got one team. He's not the starter right now, and he's a quarterback. But Pat Mahomes is a damn G.
If Alex Smith ever gets hurt,
Oh my God!
I mean, it takes away from your little short passes because Mahomes can throw it about 90 yards.
and he's gonna
Literally,
throw
like
it.
actually, legitimately,
Hey.
you can look it up on YouTube, and the man can throw about 90 yards.
And he literally, he does some of those Jay Cutler throws, but he's not even thinking. He just relies on his
Sneaky
arm. to
runner
just
too.
throw.
Like he's not exactly slow.
Yeah.
I mean, sneaky
Hey, I
runner.
feel like if he can do that, I feel like that'll help Hill.
Yeah, I think.
Because you just tell him to run down there and he'll just throw it.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, that goes like another one that I think like. I mean, with the Browns, you never know as quarterbacks, but Kaiser, like I like him a little bit because of the fact that he can run.
And they're gonna
And
be
say
down
that
a
if he
lot.
runs for 40 yards a game, that's 4 points for you in fantasy.
Or-
I mean, his floor isn't as low as some other quarterbacks'
Mhm.
floor is because he's not fully relying on his arm.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my thing about Pat Mahomes is too is with that rushing, he's gonna be probably most likely a better if he steps in this year. If Smith gets hurt, I think he'll be a better fantasy quarterback than he's actually gonna be an NFL.
Oh, I
quarterback.
agree. I mean, he kind of has the build a little bit of Big Ben. No
Yeah.
lie. Like, he has that build where he's a sneaky, fast runner, but, like, he's big.
Yeah, and he just has the arm and just some of the throws he makes are Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers-esque. Just that arm is just ridiculous. And if you go to the people that got drafted, the same quarterbacks in the same draft class, I think Trubisky will actually be a better NFL quarterback than fantasy quarterback this year. See, y'all
It's
slid it.
Trubisky.
You have to bring up Trubisky.
Hey,
Had to put him in there.
Trubisky's the man. I'm just telling you, the franchise. I'm gonna win Super Bowls for the Bears. I'm just saying.